Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to City Sewers. So today I've got to do a little bit of cleanup. This patio where the goats like to hang out is getting a little gross. It's covered in a bunch of hay, crumbs, and goat poop, and now some feathers because I've been trimming some chicken flight feathers because they kept jumping over the fence into my garden. So the time has come for the snipping. And I don't necessarily do everyone all at once. What I kind of do is I catch the troublemakers and snip their wings and just go from there. It's a lot easier and a little less time consuming than catching them one by one, because we do have a few that are very flighty that are not going to tolerate us chasing them around. So it's less stressful on them and it's less stressful on me and time consuming to have to try and catch them all. I mean, I could do it at night when they're sleeping, but a lot of them do enjoy hopping up into the branches of the Japanese maple back here. The younger ones really like to hop up on that branch and hang out on it, so I don't really want to take away their ability to do that if I don't have to. So that's kind of what my stand is on clipping the chickens' wings. I don't really have any problems with them escaping the yard. We did actually have them getting out under the fence over on the side into the neighbor's yard, but he's totally fine. And we blocked it off, so they're not doing that anymore, but they were totally safe. They don't have any dogs or anything like that over there. We don't really have a predator problem here in the city. I mean, the occasional raccoon has been spotted in our neighborhood, but I have never lost a chicken to a predator. The only predator issue I ever had was with crows and blue jays when I had little tiny baby chicks. Otherwise, I don't really have a problem with predators, which I know is something that a lot of people do struggle with, especially out in the country where you have predators. So that is one bonus, I guess, to living in the city versus in the country, is that there's no predators. Okay, so I want to get this patio cleaned up actually before I let the goats out, because when they come out, they actually are really in the way because they want to be where I am and they stand under me and they get in the way. So I'm going to just go ahead and clean it up fast before I let the goats out. All cleaned up, mostly dust free. Now we can let the goats out. All right, ladies. Oh, goaty girls. Little girls. Hey, babies. Hey, sweet Jane. You ready to come out? Hi. Queen of the castle? Ooh. Let's go. She had to think about it. What do you think? Nice clean patio. All beautiful and clean for you to poop on. Yes, they love clean areas, huh? Hey, sweet Jane. Hi, darling. dear. This is Jane's version of pet me, pet me. Oh my goodness, guys, it is like 73 degrees out today, or right now. The high today is going to be 79. Ooh. Which, I mean, that's gorgeous weather. Don't get me wrong. 79 is beautiful. But it's February. I mean, it's the end of February. But if we're hitting 80 degrees before March even comes, I shudder to think of how hot the summer is going to be this year. I get the feeling that this deer is going to be a scorcher in the summertime. So, 79 is beautiful weather. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want it yet. So the next project that I've been doing is trying to figure out where to put all these peppers, because I do have a bunch of peppers and trying to figure out their placement and what to do with them. So I have several hot peppers and a lot of sweet peppers. Unfortunately, not everything that I wanted to grow this year even successfully came up, but I do have extra plants left over from the market garden stuff, so I can kind of fill in some gaps there, and I'm just going to mix and match kind of the rest of what I have and go from there. Unfortunately, I did want to grow the Sugar Rush Peach hot pepper this year. I have one plant, but it's looking pretty sad, and it's gotten a little munched on because snails and slugs are the bane of my existence. I struggle a lot with snails and slugs, so I actually came out here last night, middle of the night, and put out some pellets that I have that are supposed to be organic and safe for my garden. So I put those out, and I'm hoping that it curbs the amount of snails and slugs that I get. But I did lose a bell pepper because they just came and just chewed the middle of the stem, and it just fell over. So that's upsetting. So I want to get these peppers planted and get them going so that they can kick off and start for the year. But this is my placement on the sweet peppers. I'm going to spread them out, obviously, but this bed is all just going to be sweet peppers. This little collection of peppers here, these are actually going to go in the barrels. I just had them over here while I was figuring it out. And then over there is going to be hot peppers. I do have one pepper that I don't know what it is because it's labeled as a jigsaw pepper, but the jigsaw peppers are supposed to have purple foliage. This one doesn't have any purple foliage, and I do have another one that definitely has purple foliage, and I'll show you that right now. Now see, this is a definite jigsaw pepper because it's got a lot of, whoops, knock it over. It's got a lot of this purple in the leaves. It's variegated, it's gorgeous, and I'm very excited to grow it. But if you look at this one, it's supposed to be a jigsaw, but it doesn't look anything like it. See, the leaves look a little different. Not just in color, but even in texture. So I'm thinking this might be a Corbaci pepper that got mislabeled. But we will see. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant this with the hot peppers because it was in the tray with hot peppers. But I'm kind of skeptical about what it is. But I'll kind of keep an eye on it, and I'll be able to tell what it is once it starts fruiting. Alright, so I got all these planted. All the hot peppers are over here. And we come over into this other bed. Alright, so I went ahead and planted all these. And I also got, I also sprinkled out my Slug Magic snail and slug pellet. Now this is an organic iron phosphate pellet that will destroy the slugs and snails, but it's totally safe for pets, kids, plants, all that. And so sprinkled that around here to protect my plants from the dreaded mollusks. And so now they're all ready to go. Hopefully they'll start taking off and we'll start seeing some peppers this summer. And I also planted some sweet peppers over in these barrels. Over here. I planted some in with this freesia, but they're smaller. I don't know if they'll make it, but I know that the freesia is going to die back when the heat comes in, so I planted some smaller ones in there. But the little guys in with the freesia are a Horizon orange bell pepper and a really puny looking Cuadrado de Aceiroso bell pepper. So I'm not sure if they'll make it because they're both so small, and the one has been a little chewed on, so we'll see if those pull through. And then in this bed is lilac bell peppers. If we want to go back over here, I can identify these two right here are Marconi peppers. There's a red one and a gold one. And then this whole row right here is Keystone resistant giant bells, as well as these two plants, and then this one is a Corbaci. And I have a whole row of Corbaci over here. And then these two little guys are Lesia peppers. And I've got a couple more in the house that are going to fill in this spot. Same with the Marconis. I've got some more peppers coming up in the house. So, and then the hot peppers, we have obviously the jigsaw, but this one is a black Hungarian. They're supposed to be about the same size, shape, and heat as a jalapeno. Jigsaw peppers are also a jalapeno level heat. And then this one is a lemon spice jalapeno, which is just a jalapeno that's yellow. And this guy is a Sugar Rush peach. I don't know if it's going to make it. This one is our mystery plant. Supposed to be jigsaw, could be a Corbaci, I don't know. And then this one is the Hinkle Hots. And I grew Hinkle Hots last year. They're little red peppers that pack a punch. They're about 16 times hotter than a jalapeno. So now that I got all those plants all planted up, I'm going to give them a good watering. Most of the spots that I planted were already pretty damp because the water system already came on. But they have a few dry spots, and some of them aren't wet all the way down yet because I did just amend this. So I want to make sure it gets damp low enough. While we let that water for a couple minutes, I'm going to pick myself a snack. There we go. There's a carrot. That's good eats right there. This one's a purple dragon carrot. Getting myself a snack just isn't worth it unless I can share. Betsy really wants the tops to this carrot, so just tear that off. She was able to eat that faster than me. It's a good carrot though. But you know who else really likes carrots? Shasta. There you go. Yeah, carrots are one of Shasta's favorite snacks. Nice, crunchy, healthy treat for a dog. Yum, yum. Hey guys, I just came out to look out front, and look, there's a bee. Hello, little bee. Working hard on my fruit salad tree. Those little guys can be hard to find around here. So it brings me joy to see one. One of the biggest problems, I guess, with living in the city is pollinators, because insects of all kinds are seen as pests. Pest companies will spray a lot of insecticides, and insecticides aren't only going to kill the pests, they're going to kill everything. So unfortunately, a lot of bees are lost to insecticides, butterflies, and just all different kinds of pollinators are lost because of pest control, which is, it's just something that you just have to live with here in the city. So I have to sometimes hand pollinate my garden in order to get produce. The past 2 years I've been really struggling with squash production. Zucchinis in particular, but a lot of summer squash have been having problems with getting pollinated, and so last year I just could not get a white scallop squash to save my life until I finally went out and just hand pollinated one, and then I finally got a beautiful squash. So this year I'm just being intentional with hand pollinating as much squash as I can, because if I'm going to take the effort and the time to grow something, then I want to eat it. So it's a sad truth that I have to hand pollinate a large portion of my produce because unfortunately pest companies are indiscriminate with their pesticides, and unfortunately it does kill a lot of pollinators. So I try and plant as many flowers and things in my garden to attract pollinators as I can, but sometimes there's just no pollinators to be had, so you just gotta man up and do it yourself, or I guess bee up, or I don't know. And then as the season goes on, I'll show you how to hand pollinate different types of plants that I do grow for all those other city dwellers out there who have the same issues. They grow the plants and then they don't understand why they're not getting any harvest. It might be because of a pollinator issue. So later on in the season, we'll go over how to hand pollinate.